to today's video. I am so happy to have you guys here with me. Thank you so much for all of the support and love for having me back on YouTube. I am so happy to be back. If you have not watched my last video, you may not know that I did take a 3-week break from YouTube because I recently got a new job as a television producer for a true crime show, and I did get a lot of comments in the last video asking me if I could do a video talking a bit about my job and maybe do something like a day in the life of a TV producer. So I am thinking about doing that. If that is something that you are interested in seeing, let me know in the comments down below and I will make sure that I get that filmed soon. So again, just thank you so much for welcoming me back to YouTube. I work very long hours. This is a full-time position, so I have not been having a lot of time to film ASMR videos, but I decided that I would take some time this weekend to get some of those filmed. So I am very happy to be back. I am happy to jump back into doing true crime, but it's because it is something that I love and something I am so incredibly passionate about, and hopefully you guys are too. So if you have any cases you would like to see covered on this channel, be sure to let me know in the comments down below. I do have quite a long list of cases that you guys have been suggesting to me, and I hope to get all of those filmed in the near future. So without further ado, we are going to go ahead and jump into the case today. Alright, so I just realized as I was getting ready to film this that there are like tons of people, like all of my neighbors are mowing their lawns right now. So if you hear that during this case, I sincerely apologize. I guess that's a thing that people do on Sundays apparently, because I can hear them like coming from over here and it's super loud where I live. So hopefully they decide to stop mowing their lawns soon. So yeah, I just wanted to mention that. So, on to the case. Today I am going to be doing the case of Laci Peterson. So, Laci Denise Rocha, what was her name before she was married, was born on May 4th, 1975 in Modesto, California, to her parents, Denise Robert Rocha and Sharon Ruth Anderson. So our parents, Dennis and Sharon, originally met in high school and married shortly after graduation. Their first child, Brent Rocha, was born in 1971, and Laci was their second child, born on May 4th, 1975. Her parents actually ended up separating shortly after her first birthday, and her father, Dennis, later remarried and had another daughter named Amy. So Laci grew up visiting her father's dairy farm in Escalon, California, and she eventually grew up to become a cheerleader in junior high school. After graduating from Thomas Downey High School, she attended the California Polytechnic State University, where she majored in ornamental horticulture. While at California Polytechnic University, she would meet her future husband, Scott Peterson, at a small restaurant called the Pacific Cafe in Morro Bay, California. So they had a pretty fast relationship and they fell pretty much head over heels for each other. Scott and Laci actually got engaged in December 1996 and would get married kid, getting pregnant took a lot longer than expected, which is fairly common amongst women. And she was on the verge of considering and getting fertility tests scheduled. However, to their surprise, Laci and Scott conceived naturally in May of 2002, and they were expecting their first child together. So, while she was pregnant, she was having a pretty good pregnancy. Everything was going according to plan, until one unfortunate instance happened where Laci Peterson went missing and seemed to vanish right into thin air. So, apart from her husband Scott, the last two people to have spoken to Laci before she disappeared were her half-sister Amy Rocha and her mother Sharon. On the evening of December 23rd, 2002, Amy had just cut Scott's hair, and Laci was present during that time, according to Amy. Later that evening, Sharon spoke with Laci on the telephone around 8:30 p.m. Shortly after 10:15 a.m. the next day, a neighbor found the family dog, a golden retriever named Mackenzie. Mackenzie was running loose in the neighborhood and was wearing a collar and had a money leash. The neighbor was a bit concerned, so they returned the dog to the yard. So, Laci's 1996 Land Rover Discovery SE was in the driveway and had her purse containing her keys and wallet. Their keys and wallet and her purse were on the table inside of the house, not in the car. So it looked like she had not gone anywhere. When Scott returned home that evening from a fishing trip, he reportedly discovered Laci was not there. She was not in the house, and she was nowhere to be seen. Some reports state that he washed his clothes, ate some cold pizza, cleaned up the kitchen, and took a shower. Then, at roughly 5:20 p.m. that day, he called Sharon to ask if Laci was with her. When Sharon replied that she was not there, he said, quote, "Laci's missing." Scott stated that when he left that morning, Laci was planning to buy groceries for their Christmas get-together and walk Mackenzie nearby, in a nearby park called the East Loma Park. Another report had Scott saying that he last saw Laci mopping, and he also told Sharon Rocha that Laci was curling her hair that evening before the fishing trip. Laci's parents called the police around 6 p.m. and conducted a search of the park and surrounding areas. Immediately ensued. Police, family members, friends, and neighbors searched widely on foot in all-terrain vehicles, patrol cars, and sport utility vehicles. Helicopters equipped with searchlights and heat sensors, water rescue units, search dogs, and horseback teams scoured the land for Laci. Law enforcement agencies from several counties became involved in the search, and police suspected foul play, doubting that she would vanish on Christmas Eve without contacting anyone. At a press conference, Detective Al Brachini said that is completely out of character for her. A $25,000 reward was offered, later increased to $250,000, and finally to $500,000 for any information leading to Laci Peterson's safe return. Posters, blue and yellow ribbons, and flyers were circulated, and the original basic version of LaciPeterson.com website was launched by the husband of one of her friends. Friends, family, and volunteers set up a command center at a nearby Red Lion Hotel to record developments and circulate information. Over 1,500 volunteers signed up to distribute information and to help in the search for her. initial search and later vigil were organized by the immediate family and friends. In the first 2 days, up to 900 people were involved in looking for Laci, before community officials or police directly participated in the search and prior to significant media coverage. On April 13th, 2003, a couple was walking their dog and discovered the decomposing but well-preserved body of a late-term male fetus on the San Francisco Bay Shore in Richmond's Point Isabel Regional Shoreline Park, north of Berkeley. Although a judge sealed autopsy results, an anonymous Associated Press source revealed that 1.5 loops of nylon tape were found around the fetus's neck, and a significant cut was on the fetus's body. 1 day later, the body of a recently pregnant woman wearing green-colored maternity pants and a maternity bra washed to shore 1 mile away from where the baby's body was found. The exact cause of her death was impossible to determine as a result of decomposition. The body was decapitated, both forearms were missing, and the right foot was severed, and the left leg from the knee down was missing. Tape was found around the outside of her clothing on her lower torso as well. Later reports from the medical examiner revealed that there were injuries, 2 cracked ribs that happened at or near the time of death. DNA tests verified that they were the bodies of Laci and her son, Connor. Mother and fetus had not been separated by coffin birth, as had been speculated. Rather, Laci's upper torso had been emptied of internal organs, and that allowed the fetus to pass through a perforation in top of the decomposing uterus. It is thought that the 1.5 loops of nylon tape became tangled around the fetus's neck after it came out of Laci's decomposing body. Forensic anthropologist Dr. Allison Galloway was brought in to examine the remains of Laci and Connor Peterson and was an expert witness at the trial. From the start, Scott was quite reluctant to talk to the press. At one point, he stormed out of a family press conference and reporters asked if the police considered him a suspect. Laci's brother, Brent Rocha, initially defended him, claiming that he was too distraught to make public statements about her, and he added that he did not mean he was involved in her disappearance. No way, Rocha said, absolutely not. Although later, Rocha would recall Scott's use of the word missing seemed very frequent. Rocha says, looking back, he felt uneasy that Scott started using that word so soon. Laci's family maintained Scott's innocence, and volunteers said that he joined their efforts at the command center every day. Police delivered a major blow to the family when they uncovered pictures showing Scott with another woman. They also found that he was with her during a time that Laci thought he was on a business trip. The dates on the picture ended up revealing this. After this information came out, Laci's family withdrew their support of Scott. It was later revealed that Scott had numerous extramarital affairs, one of which Laci knew about. The most recent was with a massage therapist named Amber Frey, a single mother from a nearby Fresno. The affair began after he met a woman, Sean Sibley, on October 24th, 2002, at a trade convention where he represented his company, Trade Corp. He told her he was single and looking. He joked that he should put horny bastard on his name tag to help him meet women. Though Sibley was attached, she thought he would be a good mother for Amber. She would be a good match for Amber Frey, a friend of hers. Sibley gave Frey's contact information to Scott, and he called her on November 19th and met with her the next day. After a month-long whirlwind romance, she informed police of their relationship shortly after discovering he was a person of interest in Laci's disappearance from the local news. And she agreed to phone him while police recorded their conversation. She informed police he had told her on December 9th, 2 weeks before Laci's disappearance, he was a widower, and it would be the first Christmas without his wife. Scott was arrested on April 18th, 2003, near La Jolla golf course. He claimed to be meeting his father and brother for a game of golf. His His naturally dark brown hair had been dyed blonde, and his Mercedes was overstuffed with miscellaneous items, including nearly $15,000 in cash, 12 Viagra tablets, survival gear, camping equipment, and several changes of clothes, 4 cell phones, and 2 driver's licenses, his and his brother's. Scott's father, Lee Peterson, explained Scott had used his brother's license the day before to get a San Diego resident discount at the golf course, and that Scott had been living out of his car because of the media attention. Police and prosecutors, however, saw these items as an indication that Peterson had planned to flee to Mexico. On April 21st, 2003, Scott was arraigned in the Stanislaus County Superior Court before Judge Nancy Ashley. He was charged with 2 felony counts of murder with premeditation and special circumstances. He pled not guilty. Judge Al Girolami of Stanislaus County Superior Court moved his trial to San Mateo County because so many people in Stanislaus had made up their minds about Peterson's guilt. His trial began on June 1st, 2004. On November 12, 2004, Scott Peterson was convicted of first-degree murder for Laci Peterson's death and second-degree murder for Connor's death. Judge Alfred A. Deloci sentenced Scott to death, calling the murder of Laci cruel, uncaring, heartless, and callous. The death of Laci Peterson and her fatal son, Connor Peterson, led to the United States Congress passing the Unborn Victims of Violence Act, which is also known as Laci and Connor's Law. On April 1st, 2004, Sharon Rocha and her boyfriend, Ron Gransky, were in attendance at the White House when President George W. Bush signed the bill into law. The law recognizes unborn children as legal victims if injured or killed upon a listed crime of violence. Late in 2005, a Stanislaus County, California judge ruled that Scott was not entitled to collect on Laci's $25,000 life insurance policy, having been convicted of her murder. Under California state law, criminals may not profit from insurance policies. On December 19, 2005, the money was given to Sharon as the executor of her estate. The California Court of Appeal in the 5th District later affirmed the trial court's decision on October 31st, 2007. In 2006, Sharon wrote For Laci, A Mother's Story of Love, Loss, and Justice, a biography and memoir about the life and death of Laci. All proceeds are used to fund the Laci and Connor Search and Rescue Fund, which she had founded. On January 29, 2006, it was listed at number 1 on the New York Times nonfiction bestseller list. The weekly NBC News magazine series Dateline released a 2-hour special, The Laci Peterson Story, a Dateline investigation delivering a comprehensive review of the Laci Peterson case. The special reported on newly discovered interrogation footage of Scott Peterson, interviews with prosecutor Bridget Flatiger, Peterson's former mistress Amber Frey, and Laci's mother Sharon Rocha are covered. The special originally aired on April 21st, 2017. Alright, so that is it for what I have regarding the case of Laci Peterson and her unborn son, Connor Peterson. I really hope that the family has found some sense of justice for this case and for Laci and her son. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you have any comments regarding this case, any others that I've covered or have not yet, let me know in the comments down below, and I will see you guys